Southside High School, a century of successes. The 1990 totem cover honors the east side entrance of Southside, so familiar to all of Fort Wayne driving or riding the trolley or bus down Calhoun Street. In those days, the famous inclines or ramps carried students from Calhoun Street to the second story, added in 1938. Darrow Street and the old Cement Bowl Stadium was the rarely seen view from the north entrance. It was used primarily as the setting for the annual senior class picture. By 2000, however, the north entrance became door number 1 after Darrow Street was closed and the stadium and track were moved for a much-needed parking lot. Students once again read the quotations that had been etched into the school's foundation. The school to beat shows its beauty day and night. The story of Southside is often pinned to its athletic teams. From its initial 1938 state basketball championship, Southside became the school to beat. Their parade down Calhoun Street was the first of many parades to celebrate Southside city and state championships. The Liberty Bell Trophy for a state football championship was paraded past Southside after a perfect gridiron season. Crowd scenes from the new Jack Weicker Stadium prove the continued popularity of Southside sports and the archers who cheer for them. That support burned bright at the bonfires in the old cement stadium. Title IX of 1972 made even greater changes than a new stadium or gymnasium could. In 1973, volleyball was the first women's team to go from intramural to IHSAA, and the next year, girls would earn letters and become part of the Letterman's Club. In 1981, Southside girls track and field state championship teams paraded down South Calhoun Street. In 1990, the women again scored a state championship and paraded down Calhoun. They were definitely the school to beat. From Southside's beginning, students have organized a cheer group to support their teams to victory and to support them in defeat. The school to beat, they are ready anytime to parade down Calhoun Street into Southside's next century of successes. Athletic, social, and service clubs have always developed skills and leadership at Southside. Before Title IX allowed girls to compete against other schools, Southside ran a large intramural program for boys. It included the major sports and also minor sports like handball and horseshoes. For girls, the GAA Girls Athletic Association included dancing, gymnastics, and acrobatics. Their annual evening event, the Spring Show, displayed all these skills. Groups supporting sports from the stands have organized formally, such as the Cheer Block with their matching outfits, to today's more informal Section K. Many former business clubs, such as DECA and COE, merged into the Business Professionals Organization, which ultimately influenced business classrooms to organize and offer internships for grades and credit. The Assemblies Workshop was a long-standing club that wrote and produced programs for all school assemblies. Under teacher sponsorship, the workshop put on holiday programs and illustrated historic people and events for all Southsiders. Majorettes was a club that marched at sporting events. It evolved into today's Color Guard that works with the marching band at sports events and competes with them at local and state contests. In recent years, clubs have sprung from spontaneous student interests in current social studies. The Afro-American and its sister club, Alpha Omega, organized to present their interests and concerns to archers through plays and dances. Also stemming from student request, sponsors early organized a safety club, which has since evolved into a series of clubs such as Students Against Drunk Driving, Staying Alive, Teens Care, and many tutoring programs. All these evolving groups develop leadership and use their combined efforts as a club to address social needs. Southside service clubs extend into the community. Many clubs collect money and canned food for local charities. Many clubs coordinate for the annual Halloween party that draws hundreds of children to a safe neighborhood environment for games and treats. Again, one of the longest existing clubs at Southside is the Philalethian Society. From its beginning in creative writing of short stories and plays, Philo, as it is called, has become a major fundraiser for charitable projects. Early, the club was so large that 9th and 10th graders became the Meterites, who wrote and recited only in meter, the poetry club. Meterites appear as a club sporadically in the totem, as a group that does many service projects. Publications is certainly the longest student club. While South's newspaper, The Times, has gone digital, the yearbook totem still involves heroic hours during and after school. Alongside these publications, students collect student writing for a literary magazine. Originally called Pegasus, later The Flash, and recently The Gallery, students create and publish. Another of Southside's long-running and by far the most successful organization is the Wranglers. Today, that speech team is the team to beat. It usually places in the top 3 at state meets, and a recent team sent 8 members to the National Forensics Competition. Another spontaneous club that later influenced classroom content is the robotics team. Their hands-on problem-solving methods built functioning robots for city and state competition. The current acronym STEAM, STEAM, for science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics, used by robotics teams, has entered classroom content and methods. Today's emphasis in education trends towards hands-on problem solving. In all areas, students have done projects, but most especially in the A of STEAM, in art classes. These classes bring together science, physics, and math. Southside early expanded state STEM to STEAM in order to incorporate the arts. Construction, pottery, modern dancing, music, show choir, these are the classes where academics meet expression. But often when we archers think of academics, we see famous teachers such as Woodrow Wilson, who not only taught but also wrote books, and English teachers who required a rigorous approach to the hour-long. The science classes have ranged from applicable to theoretical. There's biology, chemistry, physics, and in each of them, science experiments are carefully done. Computers came to school and altered content and method. Mathematics, formerly done at the chalkboard, now involve problem solving, real-world problems, and mathematics is done in a student's hands on a tiny computer. Industrial arts and business courses also changed radically with the advent of computers. To increase academic rigor over the years, honors level classes and seminars were added. An added level are the AP classes, Advanced Placement in College, and dual credit classes that earn both high school and college credit. National merit rankings and scholarships were counted, with Southside again the school to beat. Top 10 students participate in these rigorous classes. New levels are reached now with Fort Wayne's only International Baccalaureate program. International Baccalaureate classes earn credit at universities around the world. How has Southside demonstrated its academic prowess? Remember the Quiz Bowl televised locally in the 50s and 60s? Now, Southside has the Academic Club. It is a team that competes statewide in all academic areas. Southside has always done very well, often the best, in the city and state. Once again, and still, Southside, we are the school to beat.